So now if you scroll up, then at the very top of this page, this is now the time to start writing our PHP. At the very top of this page, let me create PHP tag here. So PHP open and close tag. Then within this page right now, this is when to start working on this application. So for now, I'm going to first of all set the amount that I would like for this application to charge. So the amount is going to be 1,500 naira for the ebook, and I'll terminate that line. Then I'll proceed. Next thing that I want to do right now is to sanitize this form, this particular form right now. So as we are creating this application, we need to also take care of some certain things. So once somebody clicks on the button, which is this send button, it takes the person to this particular page, pay.php. So in that place, I want to sanitize whatever that is coming inside of that place. To do that, we can let me just create a comment right here. So I'm going to just say sanitize form inputs from users. Okay, and to do that, I can just set a variable. I'll call it sanitize or sanitizer. Sanitizer is a very, so I'll just set a variable and I'll call it sanitizer. So the reason that I want to sanitize it is that when the user puts something that is harmful to this page, the application will sanitize it and render it harmless to the application. So to do that, I can just say sanitizer equal to filter has var underscore array right there. I will use that function to sanitize it right now. So within this function, because it is a post variable, all the inputs that are coming in as a post. I'm going to say post, comma, and then I'll use this algorithm to filter it, saying filter underscore sanitize underscore string. So whatever they type in right there, I'm going to sanitize it as a string. Okay, so yeah, so the next line will be, I will now collect the user's input, collect users inputs from the form into regular variables. That's just a comment. So I'll collect the user's input from the input form, and then I'll set them in what? In regular variables. So the first thing to do now is I'll collect the person's first name. I'll set a variable, call it first name, and I will set it to this particular sanitizer, this variable that I have right here, so that it will sanitize the input for me. So I'll say sanitizer square bracket, then I'll say first name, first underscore, it should be first underscore name, I guess that's what we'll call it. To be on the safer side, let us go and check that if that is what we gave it as a name. First name here, it is called first underscore name. Okay, that's correct. So that's it. And then for the last name, I'll just copy this one, paste it, and say last name, change this to last name, and the next one will be the email, right? No, the phone number, let's say the phone, and I think this was called phone also. The next one will be the email. I think the email, and we'll set this to be the email. And that's basically all the things that are coming from the form. But I want to use this opportunity to also set the product name. So to do that, I can just say product underscore name. It's not coming from the form, but I can just set it right here. Set it to a string. I'll call that was called a PHP savvy ebook. I guess that's what we'll call it. This is just the product name. So this is what we'll have right now. So that means that we are actually collecting whatever the person typed in this page and then passing it over to this page. Okay, so the next thing that we can do right now is to use if statements to check for empty fields, any field that the person couldn't fill in. So we should be able to redirect the person back to that page so that the person can fill out the form. And let me just put a comment here. You can just say make sure all fields are filled in. So down here we can just use if statement to do that. So if I say if with a function called empty in PHP, if empty this username, which is first, call it your first name, if empty first name, or this double pi sign means or, but you can also use the OR like this. I guess let's just use this so that we all will understand it. Or empty last name or empty words should be phone or empty phone or empty email finally, we should now tell it what to do within this curly braces. So now what I want it to do right now is to just redirect. If the person couldn't fill in the form, it should just redirect the person back to the home page. So to do that, we can just use a function called header in PHP. You just say header, and within quotation just say location. Say location index .php, and if we want to actually give some information, we can pass in a variable here saying error in the URL like this. Okay, so now let's just go ahead and test this out. But before we do that, I would also like us to, I want us to add an else part here by saying else we should be able to have the person's email. Else we should be able to now echo out the person's email. So if you just say echo, else echo something like maybe the person's first name, and let's say the person's email or last name. Let me say last name. You can actually do anything you like here. You can equal out anything you like. Let's say last name. So let's save this page and just give it a test. So if I go to this particular page right now, and I go back to the index page. If I go back to the index page right now without filling the form, if I click buy, I should be returned to this page. So as you can see, it's not letting me get into that page. So you can see that it's now telling me that because I didn't fill the form, that is showing me this error. You understand that? So let's now go ahead and fill the form and see whether it will now take us to the next page. So if I say Swanky, let me just use the name Swanky James, and the email should be jswanky@gmail.com, and the phone number, you can just go ahead and enter anything. I'll click on submit, and you see it passes with the person's name, Swanky James. That's what we just typed in this place. Where did I type that? Yeah, this place. Person's first name and last name. Okay, so let's also use this opportunity to also dynamically change this, because this was static at the time that we typed it. So if I go back to the application now and we'll look for that. Where is it? So this is it. We should now change this so that it will be coming in dynamically. To do that, you can just say open PHP tag here and just echo email, and that should be able to pick the email dynamically and display it right there. Okay, so if we go back and refresh, we should get a J. This should change. So that is it. We now have a jswanky@gmail.com. Okay, so the next thing for us to do now is let's go back to the development environment, and we should now be able to change. So the next thing that I would like to do right now is to actually start a session for this, because moving the username or whatever the person has typed in from this page to any page like the success page or the customers page will be hard unless we have something like sessions. So what I'm going to do right now is I'll comment these two things out, these two lines out right now. I don't need them, I guess. And then the next thing to do right now, or I guess let's just leave it there. I think it doesn't destroy anything. So the next thing to do right now is that in order to pass the variables that are in this page to the next page, we need to start session. So what we're going to do right now is that I'm going to start a session up here, so that it will help me pass whatever variable that are coming in to the next page from this page. So what I'm going to do now is to start a session. And in PHP, to start a session, you just need to type session _start, with that line alone, you have just started your session. Then moving on, we can start a session. Let me just take this away. I think we don't need it again. I guess we don't need this anymore. So now the next thing to do is I'll now bring in the sessions. So if I say session, so the next thing to do now is to now properly create the sessions by ourselves. So we say using the session variable, if I say session underscore, I mean a $_session in a square bracket, we can create, let's say, first name, which is an index for the session we want to create, and we can set that to a variable, let's say first name, and I'll copy this line and paste it a couple more times. So I guess the next one will be last name, and the next one will be the phone, change it to phone, and from here we should change this to email, I think, and this one to email too. And we still need 2 more lines. So the next one will be the product name, and we should change this to product name too. And lastly, just change this one to amount and this one to amount. Then we should go ahead and save that. Then we can now be dynamically moving those. So the next thing to do now is to go to the paystack code that we just copied and make this really dynamic. So if we go back to this place right now, as you can see, we haven't bring in our email dynamically yet, and the amount we haven't even brought it in. So let us work on this part right now. So before we get to that place, above up this place, we need to set what is it called, a variable right now. So the variable is going to be called we just say const. We'll call it API. So we'll just say API is equal to, then we'll now cut this out and put it right there, so that it will be in a double quotation or a single quotation. We're just pasting the API up there. Yeah, I'll just introduce a comma. You need to terminate that line. So make sure that this line is correct in your own. It has to be just a const or variable API, then your test key, your public test key, and then you have to terminate the line right here. And when you come down to this place, you're going to say API, take away this quotation, just key, the key is now API, just like that, comma. Then the next thing that we're going to do now is to bring in our email address. So to do that, we can say PHP echo email, and the next one will be the amount. So we can say PHP should be PHP. What am I doing? PHP echo amount. Just like that. And then the next thing that we can do right now is to also create the fields for the first name and then the last name. And to do that, we can just come down to this place and we can bring in the using the format they are doing. We say first name. You can say first name like this, colon, then PHP, echo first name, terminate the line, and we can copy this for last name. So we should change it to last name, which is just say LA, last name, LA for last name. And after that we can move down to this part. So we can move down to this place where it says display underscore name. We can change this to something like, let's say, PHP echo first name, and down here let's just copy this for the last name and just put the last name here. You can say LA, and finally we can put the phone number here by just using phone in this place, and then we can move down to this place. Then this place where it says alert, then in this place where we have alert, we can actually take away the alert and do something more meaningful for us there. So we can create a variable. To create a variable, we can just say const. You can call it a reference, referenced equals to response equal to response dot reference terminate. Then the next line will be for us to now redirect. You can use to redirect to another page, maybe a success page after the payment has been completed. You can say window. This is a JavaScript redirect method. So we can say window dot location dot href equal to, then the page we want to reference to will be success.php, and we go ahead and put a variable. We could call this successfully paid as a variable, then equal to, we can concatenate onto this and say referenced. Say referenced, then we'll terminate that line. And so let's go ahead and test this application to see whether what we've just talked about is going to work for us. So if I go back to let's go back to the index page and start afresh. So let's fill this form again. So the name will be, let's just call it test. Test success. And the image should be something like, let's say, T success gmail.com, and the phone number can be, let me just add my phone number, and then we'll click on buy. We have a problem, so there is a variable that is not okay, so we should be able to solve that from pay.php in line 19. So we'll go back to the coding and go to line 19. Line 19. So this is the problem here. So this should be phone number or just phone. I think I called it just phone. So that it should be just phone. Save that, reload this page, click resend, and now it's okay. That's just like that. Alright, so let's go ahead and test this application up to this point now. Let's see whether what we've been doing actually responding. So to do that, you go back to the home page, refresh the home page, and fill out the form. Let me see. Let me just start John Doe, and John Doe at gmail.com, and the phone number can be anything. I'll click on buy. Then in this page, as you can see, John Doe has been collected peacefully, and you click on pay, and hopefully that connects. Oops, it's not working. Oops, it's not responding. Okay, let's look at our code to know whether there's something we are doing wrong. Okay, yes, I think we have to introduce commas here. There should be a comma here. There should be a comma here, and here too. Let's save it and test again. So I guess we have to start afresh. Refresh this page, and this time around let's use a different name, maybe Kino Adams, and we can use kino@gmail.com 080. You can use any phone number, and we'll click on buy, and you can click on pay, and that's it. It's responding now. That's great. Okay, it said could not start this session, duplicate charge request for reference. Okay, maybe let's try again. Let's go back and try again with a different name. Let's say Chijioke David, and we can use maybe let's use the lot of apps this time around, and 080. Click buy and click this. Okay, yeah, it's working now. So this is the email address I just typed in now for the last one, and I will select one of these, which is the first one, and I'll click pay 1,500, and that's successful. So it actually redirected us to that page that I just created, which is the success page. You have nothing on the page for now. Okay, it's called success.php with the reference code right here. So that's beautiful. So, and I think this will be a good place to stop this application. But before we move up to that place, let's check our database whether what we have just done, not our database but our paystack, whether what the payment that just went through now came in. So to do that, you can go to customers, okay, yeah, and the payment actually went through a lot of apps. Look at it right here with the name that we typed in just now. So that means that it is actually working. So thank you guys for watching, and in the next one we're going to actually implement this page. We're going to make sure that this page is loaded, and then all the styles and all of that things that we need to do will show up here, and from this page, this is actually where we're going to start implementing our own backend. Okay guys, thanks for watching. In the next one, we're going to actually work on this success page, so that we can actually grab all the user's inputs and display it as a summary in this page. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.